SHAZAM, guys! What's up, guys? It's me, John Avenger, once again. And welcome back to another review. This is of the review of the second of the, hopefully, trilogy of SHAZAM movies. I went to go see in the theater last night. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you guys. My hat here? I don't see my hat. I'll just have to do it with my hat. This is not a Marvel movie anyway. And this is SHAZAM 2. Fury of the Gods. What an awesome freaking sequel, guys. I must say. I love this movie a lot. This movie, I think, is better than Ant-Man Quantumania by a smidge, though. And it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of heart. That's what I'm going to say. I know I'm out of breath because I'm like, I've been walking up and down the stairs, and I just got home, I feel like an hour ago from the theater. But this movie kicks some serious ass. DC is back on the wagon. It's not. It fell off the wagon a couple of times, and now it's back. Because they were struggling with the last 3 years at the box office with Black Adam, Birds of Prey, The Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 1984. They all bombed financially. This one is gonna make money. It has to. This movie costs $120 million, like 125, and the money's on the screen. There wasn't anything that looked like shit. I'll say that right now. And like the first one, it retained a lot of what I loved about the first one. It has the same sense of humor that the first one had. It has a lot of the same cast members from the first one, except for Michelle. She didn't come back because she was busy. And it has a lot of the heart and soul from the first movie. No flashbacks this time, because they didn't have to do a flashback with the villains to make sure you know who they are. They did their job well. They were not screwing around. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. There's a lot of heart in the movie. The Rachel Zegler. See, Josh, I didn't hate her. You were worried I was going to hate her because of her race. I don't hate her. I think she's adorable. She brings a lot of innocence to this role that was, missing in other CW shows, where they just turned a girl like this gay or queer or something. And I buy her with Freddy in the movie. That's not a spoiler. They showed it in the trailer where her and Freddy bump into each other and they meet and they talk. It's very Spider-Man, where he has a romance with a girl that's really out of his league, but it works here. Ziegler really reminds me of Tori, Victoria Justice. She has a very nice charm to her. The way she dresses in the movie is beautiful. I love the costumes in this movie. Way better than the first one. The costumes are shinier, and they're more articulate, and they're way more, in your face. There's 2 cameos I'm not going to mention here, because this is a spoiler-free review. I'll just say that wait for the third act. You do not want to leave during the first post-credit scene is good. Second one is kind of samey like the first movie. I'll give you a hint. It has the same worm thing from the first movie. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, it does a lot of things right that a sequel should do. A lot more action, more of Captain Marvel, Shazam in the movie. It doesn't show up 30 minutes in. He's in the first 10 minutes after the villains show up to get the staff that's broken. Zachary Levi steals the show. He is having a ball and a half doing this character. Just like with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, it was a spot-on casting decision. He's doing what Cavill couldn't do. Give heart and soul to this character. He's not frowny face. He shows emotion. He's not flossing this time. It's, more serious. Like, this movie has its jokes, and trust me, they're worth it. They're not cracking a joke every 2 minutes. When the villains are killing, and they do that, whisper. That's what I'm going to say. Think shit goes down. This movie reminded me of it has Game of Thrones with the dragon. There's a little bit of Harry Potter in there, Josh. The flying books and that little pen. That's straight up Harry Potter. Because I was like flying books and flying letters. Again, that's Harry Potter, and they're not even trying to hide it. There's a reference to Marvel. I'm not gonna say when. There's third act. One word. Unicorn. That's all I'm gonna say. That was freaking spot on. It was just like the armored rhinos in the first Black Panther. And this movie's going to make so much money. It was 2 hours and 10 minutes. I didn't even feel the running time. It was better than Black Adam. I could say that because it was less somber. And this is a hero, not an anti-hero killing people. And the villains were better than the first movie. I could say that because I did not like Mark Strong in the first film. I thought it was really weak. He was just weak Loki. Helen Mirren's character... what's her name? Hespera. She's a mix of like Hela from Thor Ragnarok with a Magneto from the X-Men. Because to me, I don't know what it is, but Helen looks a lot like freaking what's his name? The one that played Magneto in the original X-Men, not the rebooted First Class. I'm saying Ian McKellen. She looks like a female version of Ian McKellen. They're almost the same age. Great actress. She's always been a good actress. There's a CW reference that did bother me a smidge, but again, you guys know what it is, and I can live with it because it doesn't ruin the movie. It does not. Also, Rachel Ziegler, I forgot to mention that she kind of reminded me of America Chavez, but I thought she was way better than America Chavez in Multiverse of Madness. That's another movie. The movie is like a little bit of Multiverse of Madness with a darker tone, more things flying in your face, and more horror elements because the director did a horror movie. That's why. And there's some fun cameos here, like I said. A nice nod to the original Shazam TV show. That's all I'm going to say. Jaman Hansu's great. He was great in the first one. He has more dialogue here. DJ Catrona, the opening, the first action scene with them, you're going to love it. It's got a great song. The soundtrack is not as good here compared to the first one. There's one song I really liked in this movie. The rest of it is just kind of like there. The score was good, but the soundtrack didn't hit as much bullseyes as the first one. Jack Dylan Grazer is a great actor. He was great in Luca. He was great in the first movie, and he's great here. He has a lot of heart and a lot of comedy chops. And his romance with is it Athena or Anthea, Anne, daughter of Atlas. Their romance works really well, and it's cute how they brought them together. Grace is always adorable. You know, I loved her in the first movie. She's Grace Caroline Curry now. She's no longer Grace Fulton. She's only married here because Michelle Borth couldn't come back. But she's in the costumes, a sexy costume, and she's great. Ross Butler's good. Megan Good. She's the only actress I didn't like in the first one, and I don't like her here because there's just something about her. They gave her the most cringe-worthy dialogue in the film. That's all I'm going to say. Lucy Liu's always great. Love seeing her. Serious. Being badass as always. The two foster parents, Victor and Rosa, they were good in the film, like in the first one. And like I said, there's a lot of heart. The third act, there's two scenes that almost made me cry out loud. I had to take my mask off because I was wearing my Flash costume. And I was just like floored. I'm like, this is really good acting. And it's really hitting the DC feels like the first one did. And this is going to be a way better movie to get on Blu-ray than some other DC movies that came out. And also, what's the future of this character? I hope there's a lot. They did mention a group of characters, hints that were in the Black Adam movie. Not The Rock, but the other characters. And with James Gunn, please don't fire this character. And hopefully this movie will get a better reception than Quantumania, because it was not a joke every 2 minutes. There's a lot of time in the beginning where there's no jokes until Zachary Levi shows up. And when Freddy gets captured again, like in the first movie, there's not a joke every second. They know when to tell a joke and when to shut their mouths and be serious and act like human beings. And it works. Like I said, the only step down, like I said, Megan Good in the first movie here. I prefer the Darla with the glasses. She's cuter. And also the soundtrack. There's one good song in this movie that really fit in the movie because the title will say it all. And it's a great homage to the scene from Fantastic Four 2005. The effects are great. Love the action. That third act, when he's fighting the dragon, you saw that in the trailer. There's a scene that made me jump out of my seat because it was just so powerful. I felt that rejuvenation in my body after a long, boring-ass winter. And, yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. Don't wait till it's on HBO Max. Go see it. Support this movie. Make sure it makes its budget back. Make sure that you give it the thumbs up because critics, I don't care. They can take that thumb and shove it up their ass. They don't want to have fun in the theater anymore. They think every superhero movie needs to be the Batman or Wakanda Forever. Sometimes it's not good. It's not good to be so somber. DC learned that the hard way. They started somber and they had to work their way up to doing jokes in Wonder Woman and Shazam and Aquaman. And it worked. Because a lighter tone means more people will go to the theater. It's not a kid's movie. Don't take your kids to see this if they're under 10. It might freak them out. Because there's creatures again, just like in the first one, but I'm not going to say which kinds. But you'll see. But it's a great sequel. This is what a lot of DC movie sequels should be. Like this and Superman 2, The Dark Knight. What else was a really good sequel that DC did? I know there was another one. Green Lantern never had a sequel. Batman Returns. They know the audience they're catering to. I'm a superhero fan. Look at my name, John Avenger. And I give DC as just as much credit as the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they did it better last year with some of their stuff. They have heart. That's something I wasn't feeling in some of the Marvel shows last year, like Moon Knight and freaking She-Hulk. It doesn't have heart. You have to have heart. You have to make me feel that humanity inside of these superheroes. If not, it's just a bunch of CGI people flying. Is it better than Eternals? Oh, hell yeah, it is. Because there's heart here. Plenty of it. A human beating heartbeat. That's what gets me invested besides the action, the characters, and the good writing and the jokes. The heart. It lacked the heart of the first movie, kiss my ass. That third act was making me, like, putting me in tears. It was mixed just like Quantumania. They praised the humor and the performances. The screenplay, you're always going to judge the screenplay. This is not going to win an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, you fucking critics. It's for fun. You said the same thing about Quantumania. What are you going to say about The Flash? This is the only Flash movie coming out in a few months. I don't need to say what you know, I don't care what you think. This movie has the heart of the first movie, especially at the end. Maybe the stuff with the gods are not as relatable with Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu and with her daughter, but at least at the third act you feel something. I did. You critics are just fucking soulless husks of what you used to be. The first movie is better. I'm going to say that right now because they had way more heart and they had way more better soundtrack. But the villain was lacking. Here the villain's better. But, the soundtrack was lacking after the first song. But critics want everything to be The Dark Knight. You don't have to be. You can be your own thing. You don't have to be a somber 2.5 hour drama. You can be fun and still have some heart next to it. But I love the film. Fuck the critics. This is one in my top 5 of the year. Right above Quantumania because it was less jokey. There was less CG that was bad, for MODOK. And it made me laugh more. And the ending, the post-credit scene, I liked it more. I did. With Quantumania, the post-credit scenes are to set up the villain in the next movie. This didn't do that. It does it at the very end, but it's a scene you can skip. If you're in the theater, see the first post-credit scene and then leave. You're going to do yourself a favor. It'll save yourself 5 minutes. Go to the bathroom during that scene because it really doesn't mean much anyway. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care. That's the end of my superhero reviews for the month of March. Next month, I got no superhero movies. It's just, going to do some random reviews. And I'm going to see the Mario Brothers movie. That's next. Love this movie. Fuck the critics. Take this and shove it up your ass. Your pretentious Oscar-bearing ass. This is not going to win an Oscar. It doesn't need to. It just needs to entertain. And it does, damn it. So suck on this freaking grape and choke on it. SHAZAM out. Peace.